My name is Tom Cannarozzo, and I'm the Director of Instruction and owner of the Synchronized Golf Academy at Chenal Country Club in Little Rock, Arkansas. What I'd like to share with you today is kind of the premise of what I think is the most important for people to improve in golf would be understanding what it is that you need to do. What fundamentals are components that are synchronized with your particular golf swing. For example, if you're somebody who hooks the ball, you have a certain set of fundamentals that you could use that would be synchronized for what you need to do to improve. The opposite side of the spectrum there would be if you're somebody who slices the ball or hits a lot of pulls, you're going to have a different set of fundamentals to improve than somebody who hooks the ball. So there's two types of golfers, and everybody falls into one of these two categories. You're either a body player, which is having too much body and the club is late. The body player will tend to hit shots that tend to pull because their upper body lunges at the ball and the club will now swing to the left, causing us to hit pulls. It can also have, we can also hit a lot of slices because our body is out in front and now the club is late. We're also going to hit a lot of shots out on the toe of the club because, again, our club is swinging off to the left and our arms are getting in here closer to us. And the final thing we could see in our shot pattern would be big, deep divots. And again, they probably will go off to the left, and that's because when we get up to the top and we get our lower body out in front, I have now changed my spine angle, which is going to steepen my angle into the ball. The second type of player would be an arms type player. Now, the arms type player is typically the better golfer. What happens with the arms player is they're having a race between their arms and body, and what happens with them is their lower body stops and their arms outrace their body. And when the arms win the race, we're going to have some shots that are different than the body player. Number one, because my chest and body is still back, I'm going to catch the club or catch the ball while my club is still swinging off to the right, resulting in a lot of shots that start off to the right. The other thing that will happen is because my arms have passed my body, my club face is going to be closing too fast, so I can hit some hooks. The third thing that will happen is because I'm staying back too long, this way the bottom of my swing tends to happen behind the ball, and as a result I hit a lot of thin shots and really struggle hitting the ball with good solid contact and taking a divot. If that sounds like you, I'd like for you to watch the segments that are the arms player. We're going to give you a drill, one drill that I think will be very helpful for you to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to take our normal setup position, okay, take our normal setup, and we're going to do two things. We're going to move the ball a little bit further back in our stance. So let's put it, just for this drill purpose, right in the middle. Now we're going to move our front foot forward and our back foot back. Looking at it from this angle, ball position a little bit more in the middle, right foot back, front foot forward. Now what we want to do here, we've done a couple of things, and this is why this drill is so helpful. By us placing our front foot and front shoulder in front of us, it now makes it much more difficult for us to give it this shoulder heave because our left side is now more in front of us. The second thing that it does, by us putting ourselves more in this type position where we're turned this way, is now we have room for us to make a turn and allow ourselves to come more from the inside. So now with the ball a little more in the middle, front foot towards the ball, right foot back, now we can turn and we have room for the club to swing. We'd like to make some swings where instead of us doing what you typically would do, the body player would typically get up here and lunge and spin the club out of it, resulting in the club swinging to the left or across the ball. We want to get the feeling of trying to feel like our chest is pointing away from the target longer, and we're going to get the feeling of allowing our arms to catch up. And we're trying to reverse this process of, instead of us taking it up to the top and throwing the club and getting it to move that way, where my body is leading and the club is now swinging to the left, we've now taken the club, got it into a much better position at the top where because we've closed our stance, where now we can allow the club to swing from the inside and get that feeling of not lunging our chest at it with the club late. We want to get the feeling of, if we're having a relay race or a race between our chest and the golf club, I want our golf club to get on the ball much faster. It's going to feel very awkward for you. We catch it thin. We hit a lot of shots that start to the right and either just go right, or they'll start off to the right and hook. And that's a result of your body's getting stuck and your arms are passing your body, and you're either hitting flip hooks or you're hitting these blocks or leaving the face open to keep yourself from hitting it off to the left. So I'm going to show you a drill that I think will be very helpful for you to do that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our setup position. Now, those of you who hook the ball probably set up with the ball too far back and aiming to the right. So our first adjustments are going to be, we want to feel like our ball is further forward in our stance, set up more open, where now my left hip is out of my way, and we're just going to hit some shots. You need to get the feeling of leading with your lower body, coming through, the hips clearing, and the club face being not as fast returning through. We'll look at it from this angle here. We're going to move the ball slightly up in our stance. We're going to drop our front foot away from the ball, and that sets us more in front of the ball, and we're going to hit some shots, and we're going to get this feeling of almost hitting like a punch shot, which will allow you to not flip the club so much, and it'll allow our upper body to get our hips more open at impact and us be facing the ball as opposed to being stuck and allowing our arms to pass. If you're a body player, you need to use those fundamentals that we talked about. And if you're an arms player, the better player that gets stuck, you need to use those fundamentals. To me, it's so important that you understand which fundamentals are synchronized components to what you need, and it will really help you not only play better, but if you can understand your game, you can work on your game and practice smarter, you will improve faster.